Well, I'm going to tell you straight up, if you're a fan of movies like The Mist, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, maybe a little bit of Alien, movies along those lines, and you're also a fan of the Lovecraftian mythos, you are going to absolutely love this movie. Welcome to Happywax TV. So, wow. I'm telling you straight up, if you don't want to listen to my review or me ramble on about this movie, I'm just telling you right up right now, go watch this movie because it is fucking good. I'll tell you, I just got done doing a review for a movie called Baby Frankenstein, and I was complaining about how I felt like I wanted to take some time off from doing reviews just because June and July and kind of a little bit into August, it's like a shit show for movies. Just everything that I've been given has just been garbage. And I just, it's fun to rant about movies and stuff like that when they're crappy or whatever. But it gets to a point where it's like every fucking movie is terrible. But not this one. The Beach House, I'll tell you, man, is great. It really is. Again, if you don't want to hear me ramble on about this flick, watch it. I highly recommend it. And if I give it a rating, I'm going to probably give it a really strong 7, maybe even a 7.5. It is, wow. I love Shudder as a platform, but every once in a while when they get their exclusive movies on there, it's like a crapshoot whether it's going to be a pile of shit or if it's going to be really, really good. They just put a movie out called Yummy, which was okay, you know what I mean? But this movie, and I didn't watch a trailer and really knew nothing about it going into it. And I thought I knew what was going to happen in the first act because they don't give a ton away. But man, it went in a direction that I never saw coming. And that was like mostly because I didn't watch the trailer. I'm sure if you watch the trailer, which I have since watching this movie, you'd get a better understanding of what's going to happen in this flick. But I was blown away, especially in the second and third act. Pretty much from the halfway point on, this movie just fucking kicks her into high gear. Let me get through the meat here. It's directed by Jeffrey A. Brown. It's his first full-length feature. He's got a couple shorts out that I've never seen before, but wow, I hope this guy puts more movies out because he's really got a talent here. And then it's got a very small cast of pretty much just 4 people. Liano Liberato plays Emily. Noah LaGrosse plays her boyfriend Randall. And then a very familiar face in Jake Weber, who plays Mitch. I recognize him from a ton of his movies, but most notably would be Dawn of the Dead. Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, he played Michael. And then Marion Nagel plays his wife Jane. Very quickly, I'll read the synopsis. It's a romantic getaway for 2 troubled college sweethearts turns into a struggle for survival when unexpected guests and the surrounding environment exhibit signs of a mysterious infection. Okay, so I thought the first act of this movie, and again, okay, you got to give this movie time, okay, because it's kind of like walking up a hill, all right, to be quite honest, if you're going to compare it to something. Because the first act is really slow. In fact, I was kind of like second guessing myself, thinking this movie might be a pile of shit. Because the first act is all character building, which I appreciate, okay? And this movie does have a good pace to it when it picks up, but it's that first 25 minutes or so, and it's like, okay, like let's get on with it here. We know that Emily and Randall have gone to their Randall's father's beach house. We're introduced to Mitch and Jane. They're there kind of unexpectedly because they're friends with Randall's dad, who let them go to the house for the weekend. Randall didn't know that. He just kind of showed up with his girlfriend. So anyways, that aside, you know what I mean? They kind of get to know each other. They have dinner, and then they break out some edible marijuana, have that, you know what I mean? And then we're into the second act. But it's that first act. It might be a little bit long and boring for some people. Trust me. Like again, it's like walking up a hill. You get to a certain point in that hill, and you're like, "Fuck, I'm just gonna give up." You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, just keep going because when you come down off the hill, which is midway through the second half of this movie, I'm telling you, or the second act of this movie, it is fucking nonstop. It is balls to the wall. And this movie is awesome. It really is. The second half of this movie is fucking fantastic. It does not let up. And it's crazy because really it's only like a 2-location shoot. It's inside the house, and then it's on the beach. That's pretty much it for this movie without giving spoilers away. I mean, wow. But I mean, for having such a low budget, okay, and I've stressed this many, many times, okay, as long as you have a good story. And it's funny I'm saying this now because I just did a review for Baby Frankenstein, and I was just ragging on that movie about how fucking terrible it was, even though it had kind of a cool idea, but the writing was just so god-awful, and the actors and actresses had nothing to work with. And that couldn't be any farther from the case here. I mean, there's only 4 people in this, right? So you better have strong fucking acting, and you better have a good written story to keep the pace going, and it does. The direction is fantastic. The acting is never in question here. And for having such a small budget, he really does do it the right way, because he saves the majority of the special effects, which a lot of them are practical, by the way, which is fantastic, are in the second half of the movie. You know what I mean? So he's kind of kept it all so we can just fucking throw it in your face, and it just keeps that snowball rolling and getting bigger, and it just fucking works. And it's like this claustrophobia inside this house and this small little town that they're in, this beach town, because there's nobody there. When they roll up on it, when they first get there, when they get to this beach house, they even say, like, where is everybody? They notice how empty this town is. And this movie gives you subtle clues throughout as to what's going on, including the opening scene of this movie. So, I mean, by the end of it, you have a general idea of like what is going on and what's happening with these people. It never fully tells you, which is fantastic. And the end, I don't want to give spoilers, okay, or too many, but the ending, I'm not going to say what happens, but I will say that will be topic for discussion for a long time between people, as to what happened there and as to what is truly going on here. But I mean, the creatures in this movie look cool. The body style horror in this movie is fucking cool. The acting, the pacing, the direction, like I really did like this movie. Again, it's like going up a hill. You have to trot along till you get to that tipping point. You know what I mean? And then as soon as you're going on the downhill slope, hang on, because it's balls to the wall. So yeah, I'm going to keep this one short. I don't want to go into spoilers. I just watch this movie if you can. I know, I get this all the time. I usually show the trailer repeatedly while I do the review on my laptop here, the back of my laptop. But just do your best to know as little as possible about this movie like I did, and I promise you will fucking love this movie. Especially with all the fucking crap that has come out in June and July. So, but yeah, they got my vote for this one. So I'm going to give this one like a really strong 7. I highly recommend it. If you're not signed up for Shudder yet, do yourself a favor. I mean, that platform is fucking banging. If you are a horror fan of any type, just for $5 a month, you cannot fucking beat it. I know Netflix and Amazon Prime have their horror, section, but Shudder there's so many good fucking movies on there. Old ones, new ones, these exclusive movies, like it's fantastic. So anyways, that's all I'm going to say about this movie. I'm going to kind of keep her vague. Just watch this movie. I promise you will enjoy it. It almost has that Richard Stanley kind of color out of space feel to it. It doesn't go there all the way, but it's cool, man. Some of the visuals in this movie are fantastic. So anyways, it's called The Beach House. It's out now on Shudder. Check it out. If you've seen it, let me know what you're thinking. If you haven't, please go sign up for Shudder. It's $5 a month, for fuck's sakes, people. And then come back here and let me know what you thought of that movie, guys. And until next time, stay scared.